Why are we doing this? What exactly is this initiative? So you've heard about the diversity. The actual true transformation is really the key that we need to look at as we look forward. Then what is it? It is an executive program, an accelerated development program. It's a matching and placement capability, which we're doing with partners. There are Ojaz Benston, who are partners in Turkey, and many others like that, who are focused in the business of board placements and positions. So we're looking at that. We're also looking at teaming up with corporations like venture capitalists and Mubadala and companies like that, who have hundreds of companies in their portfolio, and they need board members. And we are recommending board members from our cohorts as we look forward. And we're building this content together. Paul just spoke about this content. There's a lot of peer group learning and development. And the content and curriculum will keep evolving, keep building. And apart from just the program itself, every month there will be a couple of master classes which will look at things that we don't normally look at, whether it's ESG or it's breakthrough in our minds in terms of removing barriers from our minds or anything like that. Those master classes will be the deep dives as we mentioned them forward. And the outcomes are that you will be future fit, future ready, and future proofed. And you transform from within and inside out and outside in for companies. And I think that's really where the future lies. They are heading their departments, but how many of them are CEOs other than the entrepreneurs?
In our program, we are working around it to make women more resilient. So what sets us apart is this program. We think, and not only for women, but it counts for everybody, is that whether you like it or not, but technology is taking a lot of things over. Technology will be ubiquitous. Technology will drive businesses. And if you are not embracing technology, digital technology specifically, you are probably out of business soon. This program is built around closing the gap faster than all the other programs that we see around, because the women who we are going to educate are those women who will be set on boards based on a matching algorithm that we are working on temporarily. Or another group, and that is where we are starting with, are the women in companies who are we going to help to understand all these kind of dynamics a little bit better, that enables them to have better and deeper discussions in the company.
Without further ado, let's just now get our faculty members speaking to us, and because this is what it's all about. They will talk about what they would like to bring to this particular forum.
A lot of the work I do is with youth, but a lot of the work I do is around, thinking across what are the skills, values, and mindsets that we need to push humanity forward, and then how do we distill that into educational curriculum experiences that allow learners to attain those skills, mindsets, and values.
What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using the science of behaviors and what gets people ticking and not ticking. What motivates people, what are their priorities, what are their leadership styles, and looking at how do we unbox this with everyone using a mix of emotional intelligence, a mix of self-awareness, but really deep diving into what makes us tick and why do we behave the way we behave, because sometimes our biggest enemy is our own selves, and the other time it's we become our biggest cheerleaders.
First, I have a disclaimer to make. I'm also an engineer and very into tech, and I'm looking forward to quantum computers. Me as being chair of the board, general manager, crisis manager, also member of the supervisory boards, I saw where this, let's say, old school of management has brought us to. And we need to really shift our mindset, or as I usually say, we need to raise our awareness, because the consciousness that has brought us to a place where we are now will not support us further. As you said in the beginning, what got us here won't get us there.
We produce State of the Future reports, 19 of these things, sort of like an overview of the whole system. And we have in there 15 global challenges. The 15 global challenges, we update and improve insights on an ongoing basis in an online collective intelligence system. And we see the 15 global challenges as a framework for understanding global change. In the same way that we have a human body, we don't understand everything about the body, but we understand it generally, a skeletal system, a circulatory system, a nervous system, and so forth. So we understand how these systems sort of work together. So the 15 global challenges are like that in the same way. If you improve one challenge, you help the others. And if you make one challenge less good, then it hurts the others. So one is I'd be happy to share ways of thinking about the whole game.
What I'm trying to cover in this course is going to be looking at future and linking the short-term and long-term strategies and creating values and interlinking, value in terms of short-term and long-term in the perspective of ESG. And if we expand the subject, it's environmental, social, and governance aspects. And now the whole world is changing, and with the COVID actually accelerating the need for looking further than today and further than what we have. ESG is becoming a main stream for boards, and I would like to cover the subject in terms of how boards should really tackle ESG subjects to gain long-term value for all stakeholders and actually cover all stakeholders' views and create sustainable companies, sustainable future for the whole world. So that's what I'm going to be covering in the course.
My coaching practice is now focused almost completely on senior level women because I want them to thrive, not by being all things to all people. In fact, quite the opposite, but by finding that sweet spot where they can create positive exponential change. I truly believe that it is up to women to change the course of the world. And it's that combination of personal insight about what you uniquely bring to the table, combined with your influence. Now that's credibility and visibility that allows you to make that greatest possible impact that you possibly can in business, education, government, technology, across the board.
Stewardship is something that many women would understand. Some of us have needed to untangle the scripts that we've been given about what is required of us in the business world and to more naturally move to the inclination that many of us had to act as stewards primarily. The question is, how do we create that enterprise design that enables our ability to steward to be much more easy and accessible for us?
We now have technology that can help to sidestep polarization within society. Instead of saying yes or no, it's a maybe. Maybe this or maybe that. And these decisions can be made in real time, and everybody can see the decision being made. And in fact, they may switch halfway through if they feel as if the majority is pulling in another way. Well, that wasn't my first choice, but that's okay. I can live with that. And that means that people don't feel embittered if it doesn't go the way that they expected. They can live with it, and in fact, they can embrace the greater wisdom of the crowd. These ways of making collective decisions mean that we can reform our institutions, to decentralize these monolithic potential points of single failure, and distribute them towards the people so that more people have an opportunity to participate. We can make these institutions stronger also. Through the power of AI, we can take complex language and turn it into plain language. We can use learning from agile software development in terms of refactoring. That's about taking complex things and making them do the same thing but in a simpler way, and apply that to legislation, apply that to administration, to make our world more efficient and work better for more people.
I'd like to introduce 4 of my colleagues. They are our business ambassadors, our brand ambassadors, and they are the ones who are taking this message out to you.
I mean, as you mentioned, I'm an influencer, and I'm also very strongly involved into women empowerment.
I think this is really a convergence event, you could say, or initiative, Tariq, because what I like about the fact is that we are going to have men involved in this event as well as women. So from coaching perspective, I'm looking forward to working. Honestly, in my work of coaching, I've done a lot of work with men. Women do not step forward so much. And I think we think just generally that intuitively we know how to lead and we know how to do things, and it's okay. But I think I'm looking forward to the coaching work, where working with women and getting them to really leverage on their strengths. So yes, we do have the strength, but recognizing them, bringing them to the fore, and then working with them is the future. And I think the world is ready for us.
I really want to know from your side, what do you think about quantum physics and the power of our thoughts?
We need to understand how we affect, how we influence our environment, also just because of our thinking. There's no need that we talk or that we act.
Right.
We can do this only by thinking.
There's one positive thing probably is that we can all come together like this and really reinvent and recreate and co-create maybe all together.
Actually, when the webinar started, or the meeting started, you had me at hello with my favorite Marshall Goldsmith, what got you here isn't going to get you there.
This is really about this kind of initiative, this movement that we're launching today. Would you recommend and support this initiative? And it's good to see that the predominant majority of people here would like to make the effort and would make the recommendation to go forwards.
I don't actually find challenges. Everyone is really excited, and people would really love to join. Obviously, there are like challenges of the internal processes in the organizations, or challenges of convincing someone else. And obviously, we have invited here today people, and we are very open to speak.
It is not an MBA. It is a mixture of what, in our opinion, is needed for the near future to guide, to lead companies into the future.
We want to bring the best of the best to you and start connecting the dots. The collective energy, the collective wisdom, the collective intuition that we have in this program. And the outcomes are that you will be future fit, future ready, and future proofed.